Race relations are strained here in America after 8 years of Barack Obama, but nowhere is near as bad as it is in South Africa, where white farmers are being tortured and killed almost every day in racist violence. It is a warning for the United States that you will never hear from the mainstream media in this country. Veteran Army Ranger and Frontlines correspondent Chuck Holton joins me with more on this. Chuck, I know you've been looking into this particularly and doing some research, and really the things that we're starting to learn are frightening. And I guess it's not shocking that the mainstream media is not talking about this.
Right. You know, the parallels between what's happening in South Africa and the blatant racism and violence that we're seeing from people like the Black Lives Matter crowd, from people like Louis Farrakhan and his minions, is happening in spades in South Africa. The violence against farmers is being called for by government officials. It's being celebrated by politicians. And, you know, the scary thing is it's kind of a warning for what could happen in the United States if we continue to let this get out of control, to go down this path of, you know, just this racial tension, this racial hatred that is being foisted on the American culture by the Black Lives Matter crowd. You know, I was at this very peaceful march over the weekend, this women's march, and there were a lot of Black Lives Matter people there. And, you know, when you talk to people, they're all angry about this video that Dana Lash put out that said that, hey, when you go around and break things and burn cars and spray paint buildings, that you leave the police no choice but to do their job. And somehow that was equated as a call for violence. That's not a call for violence. That's saying when you act like an idiot, the police come and do what the police are supposed to do when you act like an idiot, and that is arrest you. And, you know, somehow, like this guy on Fox last night, on Martha McCallum's show, somehow trying to say that that's us calling for violence. It's exactly the opposite. It's us calling out the violent and saying this has to stop. And if you want to see why it has to stop, you look at South Africa. Over between 3,000 and 4,000 white South Africans have been killed in the most horrific ways, brutalized, raped, tortured, drugged behind cars, had drills taken to them, some really horrific things.
And Chuck, one common theme here with what's going on in South Africa is that it is very hard to get a firearm now in South Africa as well to protect yourself. And many of these people that are being victimized need that kind of protection. When we see what's going on in America, specifically California, look, there's another bill in California to limit the one gun a month plan that they have in California to all guns, not just handguns. If you don't think your Second Amendment rights can be destroyed, just look at California, just look at Europe, just look at South Africa. And once they take the guns away from you, now look at what's going on. They operate with impunity to do whatever they want to the citizenry, and we're seeing that in South Africa now.